Hey guys, it's Jess. Welcome back to my very special Jess's Fallout Week.
What was your favorite, obviously no spoilers here, but what was your favorite part of the script? If you can answer that.
Well, I did know, I don't know if I can say this, but I did know that Magnolia was voiced by Linda Carter. Super fangirl action. So I was pretty excited about that.
Yeah, your interactions with that character have a special verve to them.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, I mean, there was a lot of elements of the game, and I didn't know for the most part who the rest of the cast was, which was actually really fun afterwards to find out and be like, what?
Yeah. And that's fairly common in video games, right? Because you guys can't talk about it.
Yeah,
right?
we had a little informal cast party on Tuesday night, and it's so funny because a lot of the people in the room had been working on the same game for several years and had never been in face-to-face. I mean, they'd be from other, some of the cartoons and stuff together, but they never involved in this project had they been face-to-face before. So there was a lot of, oh, your Paladin dance? Oh, how cool.
Or, wait, you're McCready?
Yeah.
I hang out with Matt Mercer a lot. We do conventions together. We see each other socially.
Yeah.
But
you can't talk about it.
But, literally, I had no idea.
And the funny thing is, with all the NPCs, I've said their lines probably 6 times as many times as they have, because when we're working on the player characters, I'll feed them a lot of the stuff, because unfortunately, with a game this size, you just can't have them in the booth together. There's just too much stuff. So
Chaos. Have you ever had more than one voiceover actor together? Nothing gets done.
So I'll feed them, the NPC lines, and so by the time I actually interact with, even if we're doing a session and I'm finally recording that character, it's I know that part of the script cold.
He's off book. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm off book. So.
Yeah, you had to do everything twice. I mean,
right? Yeah, once for Brian,
a day,
once for Courtney, every day.
A day, and it's funny because we both have certain favorite characters. I have to just give a shout out to him because he acted his ass off doing these dish lines. I mean, there was never with him just being take a left at the bridge, whatever. It was take a left at the bridge, and you're like, okay, I will. He was incredible. Each character really. We have some good. I'm going to put your outtakes on the internet now because you put Taco Bell out there.
Oh boy, yeah, no, I guess I have sort of earned it,
but he acted his ass off.
Well, thank you.
I really appreciated it. A lot of times that you just get, sometimes you just get someone pointing at a line, and you don't get a dish line. You kind of just go, okay, we're going to go through this line of this page of dialogue. Give me an A and a B, and we'll stop you if we don't like what you just did, or we need something different, or we'll get to the end of the page and we'll do pickups. And so you'll get through 25 lines twice, and they'll say pick up 13 and 17. And that was not the case here. It was like doing a play every day.
We tried to treat it. We tried
doing
to
the
treat
Cal
it
show
like
every day.
so.
It was good.
My favorite part of the script, I would say, like we were just talking about, any moment where any opportunity we got to go really small, I love, because you don't hear a lot of that in games. Not every narrative allows for it. A lot of them are aliens are eating me!
It's
Motherfucker, throw a grenade!
Totally.
They are chewing me now! So, and that's cool, that's fine. I mean, it's fine. I'm sure everybody's seen that Gary Oldman on Conan thing, talking about, taking the hill and shouting for 4 hours. But, and a lot of it is like that. So the opportunity to go, really small and do really tiny, sad, or even really tiny, happy, or even really tiny, aggressive moments, just really little stuff, was great.
I didn't know if that was going to actually work.
Yeah,
we
thought
I
so,
had a lot of trepidation about that because I am not used to playing that kind of stuff at all.
Right, because you've done a lot of
I take the hill, bitches.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I was really relieved to see some of the gameplay and be like, okay, good, okay, it worked.
Yeah, I really loved that stuff. but I also like pretty much everything that happens on the X button, or I guess square on PlayStation, or left directional on PC. It's like it's labeled sarcastic a lot.
Yeah.
And internally we called that the scruffy nerf herder button because like there's a lot of like cocky, playful crap on that button.
Just sit back.
Yeah.
Just sit back and narrow your eyes a little bit.
Yeah.
Or Han Solo it.
Yeah, it's the Han Solo button for sure.
Button.
So
Yeah, that's good.
There was a ton of things to like on it. I mean, I even liked the stuff that I, know there are emotional peaks and valleys for sure in this game. And without spoiling it, I definitely had, days where I walked out very much in like pieces. And even though it was really raw and I was didn't feel good in the moment, like the idea that you could do all of these things in a game, that you could allow for that sort of extreme close-up that you would have on a television show, that you would be able to have these cinematic moments, and that you would be able to have real deep emotional content that I did a small part on Criminal Minds where my ex-husband is, I won't spoil that either, but he's a jerk, and I spent the entire time crying, and it was, and I think I had a session
we
for
had
this
some sessions
game
like that.
I was just like, oh my god, what is the deal? Like for a while, everything I was booking on camera and voiceover involved me like crying. I was just like walking out of the booth with but it was great to do it.
I think there's a prevailing idea that like what these guys do is just like saying funny, doing funny voices for a few hours, and it's not that, particularly in something that is this weighty. I mean, both of them left a lot. They left it all on the field. There's some stuff that is, like racking, sobbing, core of your gut, kind of tear your heart out, Shakespearean level stuff in this game, and both Courtney and Brian went there. Nothing was held back. So I'm very, very proud of you and him both for that end of the game.
I was
letting us
driving home, like you're like, my eyes are sealed shut. I can't see the road.
Well, then let's steer it to like a happier thought. Of, like, what was a typical session like for both or either of you?
A typical session.
Is there such a thing?
Very professional when we're rolling. And
absolutely.
Yes.
Mark, how's a typical session for us?
It's me drinking 2 cups of coffee before we get started.
Only 2?
And rolling his eyes throughout, and being like, can you get her to stop hitting the mic stand, please?
It's an extremely casual atmosphere between takes, but when it gets down to business, we treat it very seriously.
But that's the thing, is that that's the counterpoint, because otherwise,
Focus,
I mean, and standing for 4 hours,
right?
Just try that at home. Just stand in front of your TV and just watch TV. Don't even talk. It's a long time to stand, and so it was, shaking it off,
and not just to stand, but like, I love actors. I love all actors. Why I do what I do is I like working with actors. But a great on-camera actor will shoot on a really ambitious TV show, maybe 2 scenes in a day, probably more like 1.
Right.
And in that scene, they'll have at most 4, maybe 5 major emotional adjustments, probably more like 2. These guys will routinely do 30 or 40 an hour.
Right.
And because they can be from all different parts of the script, they have to be as fresh on line 1, they have to be as fresh on line 300 in hour 4 as they were on line 1 in the first minute of hour 1.
And when he says fresh, he means bipolar.
And it's very it's surprisingly strenuous for standing in a room talking.
Oh yeah,
it's surprisingly strenuous, and you guys brought it the entire time for everything from top to bottom, no matter what was going on outside of the booth. And so, yeah, sometimes it's got to get a little silly in between,
Right.
because otherwise, you know,
You'd go insane.
How you keep that? How do you keep that up?
Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to come back for more. And so you don't miss anything, please hit that like and subscribe button and leave me a comment in the comments below.